Peter, I know you had something to say, and this is about Dominic Breazeale and Andy Ruiz, which I think is just interesting anyway. What did you have?
I mean, look, I was reading something yesterday that Dominic Breazeale said that he would like to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. and that he wants to be, or that he thinks he'll be the first guy to stop him. My whole point is, who cares? Now, I'll tell you why. You're talking about two guys that just had opportunities to be great.
Right.
Andy Ruiz shit the bed in the rematch against Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He could have come and beaten him in the rematch, but he did not come prepared.
Right.
And he even had some moments, and he did not come prepared. Dominic Breazeale, I mean, he was a highlight reel knockout loss to Deontay Wilder in his last fight. So, I understand PBC keep recycling their own guys, fighting against each other. There has to be more meaningful matchups for guys like Breazeale than now getting recycled into the losers bracket with Andy Ruiz, because honestly, it's going to remind me of the Charles Martin, Gerald Washington eliminator, which honestly, I'm happy for my friends that represent these guys, and I'm happy Charles Martin's now the manager. But did you hear that? Because I have to keep it real. I'm going to be real because people are real about my guys, so I'm going to be real. I mean, does anybody want to see that? Did anybody honestly want to see Charles Martin and Gerald Washington in the co-feature of Wilder Fury 2? Did you want to see that? Did you care? And I'm just asking, do you really want to see Breazeale and Andy Ruiz Jr., especially after the last two performances?
Well, I am going to answer that in the championship rounds. Yeah, I think
I know I just got some people that think I'm hating, but I'm not hating. It's just it is what it is.
So I understand what you're saying. I get it, right? And I almost feel like I want to start talking like Roy right now, because see, I understand what you're saying.
See, better you do it than me, because if I did it, people would be like hating on me for,
I love
why
it.
are you talking like that? Why you sound like that? I'll let you do it.
Because you got to understand, but I understand what Dominic Breazeale is doing. We are human beings and we are made to try to survive. It's self-preservation. He's not ready to stop fighting.
Right.
And I can't sensibly call out somebody who just knocked me out. I've been knocked out by both Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. So if I'm not done fighting yet, I got to call out somebody, and I got to call out the biggest name that I can have a prayer to get into, to get a fight with.
Right.
And also, I'm calling out the person who I might be able to actually beat, depending on where they are mentally. Now, is Andy Ruiz a better fighter than Dominic Breazeale? I believe so. I believe he's more talented. He's just a better fighter. But he does struggle with the weight. He is smaller. Dominic Breazeale is a huge guy. So obviously he does have the ability to knock a guy out. Muhammad Ali used to always say, any man that's 200 pounds more can knock you out. So we're talking about somebody way over that with Dominic Breazeale, huge guy. So he sees this as potentially his only or next biggest opportunity as a payday. And so I understand what he's doing. Does it make me super interested in seeing it? No, it doesn't. I would watch it out of pure obligation to cover the sport that I cover.
Right.
But if you removed that obligation and responsibility from me and you asked me, am I going to sit down on a Saturday night and watch Dominic Breazeale and Andy Ruiz fight on a nondescript Showtime card? I'm probably not going to be super excited about that. Now, I might watch the replay of the knockout because it might be entertaining just to see whoever it is that got dropped.
Right.
But yeah, it's a tough sale. It's a tough sale.
I mean, my whole point was who cares? I understand. My whole point was who cares? My point was who cares? I think he might have said that he also beats Dillian White too. So I don't know.
He knows what level to aim at. That's what it is. He knows what level to aim at. And honestly,
I'd sooner ask for the Wilder rematch.
If you were Breazeale?
I'm just saying.
But why would he do that? I mean, why that? If he does that, nobody's going to even take it serious, let alone not caring.
What I'm saying is, if I'm him, I would want to avenge that loss and prove that it was just one big shot. That I'm just listen.
The funny thing is, he actually buzzed the.
I know, right before. I know we've talked about this.
Yeah, so that's interesting, but
you know, this is also a function of PBC continuing to recycle the guys. I mean, why doesn't he fight Kaunaki? I mean, it's just that they recycle these guys, which I understand. They're not the only ones that do it, but because they have so many heavyweights, right? In that scenario, you know, it's a great way to keep these guys. I guess the winner gets another shot at you know, moving forward. The loser has to kind of assess where they are in the ecosystem.
Yeah, because they do have something that most of the promoter and most of the stables don't have. They have a good amount of heavyweights.
Yeah, they do.
Kaunaki,
absolutely.
Jermaine Franklin,
right.
You know, Andy Ruiz.
Oh, Franklin's up and coming. I mean,
he's up and coming, but he's still, you know, somewhat.
Did you say Jermaine Franklin?
Is that what I said? Yeah.
Isn't he with Salida, or I thought he was with Dimitri Salida.
He fights on Showtime though, because he fights on Clarissa's cards.
Right, so but I think he's with Salida. I don't think he's with PBC. But
I'm talking about Showtime more so.
Gotcha. Okay.
The network.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of heavyweights within reach for Showtime guys.
Right.
So, and that's not the case. I mean, because you see, you know, ESPN and Top Rank and that whole, you know, thing.
I mean, listen, I mean, yeah,
they're for straws finding opponents for Tyson Fury.
It's been tough, and Top Rank's only other heavyweight that you hear about is Pulev, who, you know, not impressed with Pulev either. I've been to his last 2 fights, and
going to fight Joshua and whenever possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is what it is. It's an interesting thing though, but I don't blame Dominic Breazeale for trying to make something out of nothing, which is what he's doing. So